Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Recently, Michael and I flew back home to Charlotte, North Carolina, and while we were at the airport, we noticed signs for the number 1 and 2 most popular things to do in Charlotte, North Carolina. The Billy Graham's home place and museum was number 1, but second place goes to the NASCAR Hall of Fame Museum. I have to admit right here at the start of this video, I have never watched a NASCAR race a day in my life, and I'm pretty much completely uninterested in racing sports altogether. But I thought since we are focusing so much on North Carolina history and museum content videos this spring, I'd like to check out the NASCAR Hall of Fame Museum in Charlotte and see what it's all about. Admission for one adult is $27, and that does not include parking. Oh, Dale Earnhardt Jr., 2013 Chevrolet. Should probably tell you. Austin Cindric's 2022 Ford. The Glory Road, that's what they call this. Richard Petty's 1972 Dodge. I love how bright this is. I have never heard of Jerry Cook. It doesn't even look like a full car. Look. Isn't that neat? Why does it look so much different than like a real car? Richard Childress, I know that name. Isn't it a beautiful day outside, by the way? Wow. This is Dale Earnhardt's 1981 Pontiac. Bob, I don't know who this is. Bobby Labonte, 1991 Oldsmobile. Jeff Gordon's 1995 Chevrolet. Recognize that name. Never heard of Darrell Waltrip. What's a truck? Greg Biffle's 2000 Ford. '2000s Chevrolet, Adam Petty. Is that? I'm sure he's related to Richard Petty, right? Wow, we're getting kind of high up over here, you see. Ooh, I like this truck. Okay, let's go. I wonder if they're going to add more cars. I mean, it got much steeper here. All right, the Hall of Honor. The heart and soul of NASCAR Hall of Fame. The achievement celebrated by all who visit. All right. So they nominated guys, I don't even know what I'm looking at. What is this? Most unique keepsakes. Okay, so you get a jacket if you're nominated. 28 hours of stitching. Wow. Well, whose is this? And then you get this ring. 25 diamonds. Synthetic blue sapphires. Okay. All right, so we have this inductee database, and you can scroll through, find, I guess, anybody? Alpha by last name. I don't recognize. Okay, Richard Childress, I know that name. Don't know you. Dale Earnhardt Sr. Okay. And once you find them, you can actually, let me zoom you out, scroll through like their history. So that's him and Childress. See if I find anybody else I Oh, boots, shoes. Hunting knife. Okay, let's find somebody else. His son, okay. Don't know anything about him. Don't know that guy. Don't know Bill Elliott. Don't know Richie Evans. Red Farmer. Let's learn about him. 4-time NASCAR champion and 4-time most popular driver. I've never heard of this name. Where's he from?
Second in NASCAR history, only to retreat back. To not miss a race for any reason for 25 consecutive years is just absolutely remarkable.
He had a natural talent, and he honed that talent, and he made that talent better, and he did it through hard work.
You just went anywhere to win. And you knew if he had equal equipment, he's going to be the guy you got to beat.
He's won so many races.
Okay, let's find somebody else I recognize. Red Byron. Okay, after nearly losing his leg in World War II. Wow. I'd love to know more about his military history.
Over the course of his career, Carl Edwards backflipped his way into the
This is cool.
I'm
I'm too ADD to read all of this, but this is neat. You can flip through and find your favorites. It says Carl Edwards.
And I handed them out by the thousands. I just told every single person that I met, I want to be a race car driver.
He caught the eye of car owner Jack Roush and earned a full-time ride in the Truck Series in 2003.
Well, I saw somebody that appeared to have more enthusiasm for the racing and more interest in being successful than he was concerned for himself.
That season, Edwards won 3 races, along with the Truck Series Rookie of the Year award. By 2005, Edwards went full-time in both the Cup Series and what is now the Xfinity Series, and was awarded the Xfinity Series Rookie of the Year title.
Well, they're talking about him.
Atlanta 2005 was beyond my wildest dreams. I mean, it gives me chills right now just thinking about it. Saturday, a few laps to go, got Tony Stewart behind me. And I mean, he's the guy I studied in Atlanta to prep for these races.
Ooh.
We got that win on Saturday. It was unbelievable.
Okay.
And then Sunday, we chased Jimmy down. And I thought, no, we can do this.
Okay. So this is his Southern 500 fire suit.
NASCAR Cup Series race.
He switched from Ford to Toyota.
My whole world just turned.
He wore a fire suit in the Darlington Raceway. Number 2. Which one's 2? 2 is first place Kit Car Trophy from 1993 and the white soapbox derby helmet. It's another helmet from 1993 when he was racing as a teenager. It's his business card from 2003.
Edwards raced full-time in both series for 7 years.
came on so fast. You know, from the time you jump in the truck to jump.
I didn't know you'd have a business card. Number 5, that's the one that caught my eye, is his NASCAR Busch Series Super Speedway winner's guitar in 2007 when he competed in both NASCAR's Cup and Busch Series for 7 consecutive seasons. It's a Gibson Les Paul guitar.
It feels like it was about 10 minutes apart.
And he signed it. All right, what is number 11? That's his proud, wait, no, this, what is this? Trophy. Is that the NASCAR Cup Series Atlanta Motor Speedway trophy? Flipping out 2005. He won his first NASCAR Busch Series race in Atlanta. The next day at the track, he went back to back and won his first Cup Series.
Came down to a tiebreaker.
Wow, these trophies are so big.
The grace with which Carl handled coming so close but not winning the championship, I think is something else he should be acknowledged and remembered for.
Who's Justin Moore? A CD. What's the Justin Moore CD?
To help start a 4th team for car owner Joe Gibbs.
I don't see it on here.
Everybody really respected him. It helped build our team. And he just
Wonder why there's a CD in there.
While the company was growing, starting with 14, and he wanted to be a team player.
Oh, here it is. Beta Hook, Justin Moore DVD.
He brought ownership and dedication into that.
He had a cologne with Avon and owned his own record label. Oh, okay. Wow.
Coca-Cola 600 in Charlotte. And the
I have literally never heard of this guy. Carl Edwards.
His popularity and success with Joe Gibbs Racing continued into 2016, but the conclusion of that season came with news that shocked the racing world.
What happened?
So I'm stepping away from full-time driving the Cup Series. And I'm not taking any questions, so thanks for coming.
Why?
Just shut up.
I remember him sitting down, he goes, "Hey Joe, I think it's time for me to step away from racing." And I go, "What?" Here's a guy that's in his prime, and for him to say that, I think it was one of the more shocking things that happened to me in sports.
I wake up in the morning thinking about racing. I think about it all day. I go to bed thinking about it, and I dream about racing. And that's just how it is. I've been doing it for 20 years, and I need to take that time right now and devote it to people and things that are important to me. If I'm honest, I was not really present for the people in my life that I needed to be. And there's certain things, if you don't show up for, nobody else is going to show up. And that's the reality. And I thought, you know what, if I don't care about money or what anybody else on earth thinks, what would I do right now? And it was simple. That chapter's over, and I need to focus on these other things.
Carl Edwards gets his 9th win of the year.
Wow. Well, good for him.
I don't believe anybody's a Hall of Fame driver that is not a great race car driver in the first place. That's the core of Carl Edwards. He was like the Freddie Lorenzen of our time, the golden child.
Anybody that can spend any amount of time with Carl Edwards is better for it. If you look at his driving talent and what he brought to our fans, what he brought to our race teams, Carl is a true class act and one of the best that's ever sat in a race car, in my opinion.
The sport really it's a part of me. And I hope the fans can see in me someone that was doing something that I truly love. And I hope there's some little spark in them that says whatever it is that they enjoy and they love, just go chase that thing because it's so amazing.
He was such a great ambassador for the sport as well as a performer in it.
I'll check my hand and go get it. Right back right there.
He was a tough competitor, the winner, but class act as an individual. He was respected by everybody within the sport. He was special in every aspect of his career.
I don't know what this skybox is. Oh. You can sit here. They're talking about Ralph Moody. That was the other half of this display. Let's go back.
I can tell you one thing, he could run with any race car.
He took this 57 Ford that had a supercharger on it, and he went up.
So they're talking about this guy, Ralph Moody. I'm gonna listen, okay?
As a driver, Moody won 5 times in the NASCAR Premier Series before joining forces with businessman John Holman in 1957 to form Holman Moody Racing, establishing the foundation of a powerhouse Ford NASCAR team.
He was the mechanical genius, and John Holman was the business-minded genius on that team. So they were the perfect combination to be one of the dominant teams in the 50s and 60s.
Now full state, outlast and outrun the competition. With this victory, the Holman and Moody crew with Ford run up a winning string of 3 Grand Nationals in a row.
Everyone wanted to drive their cars because they were that successful and they were that good.
Ralph Moody's experience as a race car driver instilled the confidence in Holman and Moody that they could go out and build race-winning cars.
He was the guts of the whole team. He was the team. So he's the one that mechanically made it all work.
This is the 1962 Ford with the body on. Made into a racing machine by Holman and Moody of Charlotte, North Carolina.
Holman and Moody supplied race cars to many of the teams and race parts or chassis. And then a lot of the race teams started congregating here around that geography, and Holman and Moody, and now roughly 85–90% of the National Series teams are in the Charlotte area, and Holman and Moody was a big part of that.
My dad loved his time at Holman and Moody, and he really was fortunate to be around Charlotte, North Carolina at the time when Holman and Moody was in their heyday. Back then, they were the Ford factory back team, 300 employees. They not only built the engines for all the Ford cars, but also the cars.
That was Ford Motor Company's major edge that they had during that time in motorsports.
Pearson has that burrito wound up as tight as she'll go, holds on to the lead, and takes the checkered flag.
Ralph was an innovator. They came up with the Holman Moody chassis back then, and Ralph took that design and went further on with it. He was always coming up with something to streamline the car with his aero or the chassis.
He was really big on making safer roll bars, better welders. They were the first ones that started stacking more bars from the bottom up on the driver's side.
Ralph Moody, as long as he was around race cars, which was his entire life, he never saw a race car driver as just another part of the car. He saw that as a human being that he needed to protect as part of his job.
Ralph Moody also understood talent as well as he knew the car. On the track, he was a master motivator and race strategist. He famously had "think" written on the dashboard to remind his drivers of how they should approach the race.
Ralph was a good person as far as figuring out how to put the people together. He put the right crew with the right driver under the right circumstances.
He was always trying to improve the race cars and help the drivers at the same time.
While back in the shop, it was a who's who of legendary mechanics with Herb Nabb, Jack Sullivan, Waddell Wilson, and Robert Yates, all working under the hood.
My dad was just enamored by Ralph, and anytime he got a chance to spend time with him and to work around him, he just really enjoyed that, enjoyed learning from him, and looked up to him, and was proud to be part of that company.
I learned a lot from just watching him that I use later in my life when I become crew chief.
All that talent translated into success on the track.
There's the checkered flag. Fireball Roberts driving Ford number 22 wins the 14 Southern 500 in record time.
All told, Holman Moody cars won 96 races, including 2 Daytona 500s with Fred Lorenzen and Mario Andretti.
Mario Andretti has won the 1967 Daytona 500.
David Pearson earned consecutive championships at the wheel of the Holman Moody Ford in 1968 and 1969, with a remarkable 27 wins in that 2-year span.
And in those 2 years, we run 100 races. And if he wanted the racetrack, he was back at the shop getting cars ready to go the next weekend.
At the end of the 1971 racing season, Moody left Holman to form Ralph Moody Incorporated, an engine and car building business where Moody continued to contribute significantly to stock car racing, especially in the area of high performance and safety.
Moody's influence will be felt inside the garage area for generations to come. Just his
ability to see the NASCAR parts and pieces in a way that made them perform better. Jack Roush, my dad Robert Yates, and I talked a lot about Coleman Movie and how Roush Yates Racing Engines was going to be the modern day version of Coleman Movie. So it's really in our DNA. It's part of the Ford heritage, and we want to carry on the success that they started and really carry that on and make them proud.
All right, Ricky Rudd was actually playing when I first got in here, so I'm assuming he'll be playing next. I can't believe there's 3 in this room and I've never heard of any of these names. I mean, I knew I didn't know much about NASCAR, but I didn't realize I knew nothing about NASCAR. This is going to be Ricky Rudd's vehicle. Let's see, what is it? It says over here, 1997 Ford. He won the 1997 Brickyard 400 at Indianapolis Motor Speedway as the owner-driver of this Ford Thunderbird built on this chassis. The following year, the chassis continued to be used, but with the then new Ford Taurus body replacing the Thunderbird she built.
Here, we honor the best of the best. Competitors and contributors who have shaped the sport and secured their place in history.
Can you even read this? I'm trying to. Consistency, toughness, and longevity were hallmarks of Virginia racer Ricky Rudd's career. In 1975, at 18 years old, he moved straight from go-karts to a NASCAR Cup Series car, finishing 11th in his first start before winning Rookie of the Year honors in 1977.
I always think it's the right place at the right time and the right circumstances to do that work.
I'm speechless, man. I mean, this is the greatest day of my life. But it also debated about a lot of different things like character and moral.
This is Fire Suit from 1983. That helmet is also from 1983. I think they're talking about the red, white, and blue one.
But the greatest at them all. Stitched together, they form the core of the Hall of Fame.
You just don't back into the NASCAR Hall of Fame. You back into a racing man. You guys have changed, guys. Just know
Look how young he was. He's just a kid. That's him, right? Just a kid. 1971. What? Didn't they let kids do this? Federal. What's this? I need to look this up. Qualified private pilot. He was a pilot. Airplane, single engine airplane for the land and the sea. Airplane multi-engine on the land. What? Hang on a minute. What is that, number 7? Yeah, his private pilot license. How cool. Can you imagine flying a plane and a race car?
This is where we house all the exhibits for our current classical makers.
Union Darlington Club president. Pocono Raceway. My gosh. Anatomy of a race car. I feel like I need to start at the basics. Okay. Select parts. Okay. What comes next? Am I supposed to build this in the right order? I'm so confused. Oh. Okay. All right, I'm just gonna touch everything and see what happens. Ooh. Ooh, there, built it. Look at this old photo. Henry Ford and a small team built a car called Sweepstakes to compete in a drag at the Detroit Driving Club. What's an upset victory? Mustangs. This reminds me of the Mustang Museum when it was actually made out of like styrofoam. Oop, there's kids coming through. Let me get behind them. Somebody's marked out 2-time, 3-time on Joey Logano. Doesn't this look like it's made out of like styrofoam or fiberglass or something? The Mustang Museum threw me off. Oh, it's clay. Okay. If you were on my channel, we did go to the Charlotte Mustang Museum, and they had one that had me completely fooled. It looked so real to me, but it actually was made out of clay. And then I guess that gets turned into this. Oh, this is pretty. This reminds me of the Green Bay Packers. Ford FR9 EFI V8 exclusive engine for Ford's NASCAR Cup Series. They have a whole trailer in here. I just realized that's what this is. It makes a wall on this side. And this is the next generation chassis. Much different than what came before it, unlike the old units that featured a roll cage built on a tube frame that ran the entire length of the car. The next gen chassis is modular, front and rear sections that bolt to the main center section that houses the driver. When a collision occurs, the damaged part of the chassis can be unbolted and replaced rather than having to scrap the entire chassis. I am realizing how much I just don't know. Like, I knew I didn't know much about NASCAR, but I really am a little bit humbled right now, realizing how little I know about any of it. All the names of all the people involved, how much work went into designing. Like, I'm kind of overwhelmed. Sport Horse, NASCAR Hall of Fame. Oh, see, I told you it was a trailer. Can you go inside? Oh my gosh, I think we can go inside. 53-foot tractor trailers carry everything needed to race. 2 complete cars, a backup engine and transmission, shock absorbers, springs, tools, and spare parts, as well as crew uniforms. Wow. I don't feel like I'm supposed to be in here, but I think I can be.
By collecting input from the
driver, other specialists, and the crew chief have to make critical decisions that improve the car's performance. The hauler provides a variety of parts such as springs and shocks you see in the cabinets towards the front. We can swap these parts during practice to help the lab to review the data and evaluate how it sticks to the
Wow. Can you see? That's the lounge. Wow. Memorable moments. 2024. The Xfinity Series champion flag, Ken Squire commemorative sticker, Connor Zalish fire suit and gloves, Nick Sanchez fire suit, an option tire, Tyler Allen crew shirt. What's this hat? I love it. All right. Darlington Raceway. Agreement entered into this the 31st day of July 1950 between Darlington International Raceways Incorporated and NASCAR. The second party agrees that it will diligently perform the duties of securing the maximum number of entries for the 1950 Labor Day stock car race to be conducted by the first party at its speedway. Wow. On May 13, 1967, Richard Petty set an all-time NASCAR record by streaking to victory in the Rebel 400 in the 1967 Clement. It was his 55th career Grand National win. $1 million? For any driver who could win 3 of NASCAR's 4 majors. Ooh, I like this rainbow one. 1997. The final year of R.J. Reynolds Tobacco Company. He's got a mask on after the COVID pandemic shut down spectator sports in the United States. NASCAR resumed live competitions. Awards as unique as the tracks. All right, June 23rd, 2019. Sonoma Race Course. Okay. 2020, the Monster Mile. This one's from the Iowa Speedway, June 16th, 2019. Then the NASCAR trophy. Because Iowa farmers grew much of the corn used to produce ethanol blend fuels. Huh. I like this one, this grandfather clock. Oh look, they even said the time. Technically, the hour and the minute hand should be flipped because most times clocks are supposed to look like a smiley face and it's supposed to be 10:10, but this is like 1:50. This is from Martinsville Speedway, April of 1995. Clash at the Coliseum, February 6, 2022. Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, okay. Talladega Superspeedway, October 2019. And February 2020. I almost went past these because I thought they were lights, but these are actually rings, right? Every winner takes home a trophy as distinctive as the race itself. I thought these were just lights. These are actually rings.
Yeah, I like that one right there.
I don't think I can actually zoom in on them now. Daytona 500. That one just says NASCAR. Wow. I'm going to go on up to the 4th floor because I caught up with the kids again. And I want to let them get through. All these suits. I did not know they had to wear flame resistant gear. I mean, that makes sense now, but I never knew that. That's interesting to me. I knew they wore a suit, but I just thought it was a uniform. I had no idea it was specifically to be fire resistant. That's so neat. All right, 4th floor, Heritage Speedway, the NASCAR story. Oh my gosh. This is a trophy from 1960.
Numerous records were established here. The fans of speed wanted more.
It's a slow road to the fast lane. Okay.
Parallel asphalt road, Daytona's Beach became a racing circuit with hairpin turns. Beach racing in Daytona became immensely popular. Fans turned out in the thousands to watch men and machinery battle the sand and the asphalt. The races were so popular, people started going fast in other areas of the country. Wilkes County, in Blue Ridge Mountains in North Carolina, known for its clean flowing waters, was a hotbed for moonshine. Hauling moonshine was a dangerous activity. It was usually driven to buyers under the cover of night, with law enforcement known at that time as revenuers possibly waiting around any turn. North Carolina native and NASCAR legend Junior Johnson began hauling moonshine for his father at age 14.
My dad was a very good provider by making whiskey and knowing how to do a lot of things that other families didn't know how to do. I was one of the few who was determined I was going to have the guard out under it. Most of the time I had the fastest car in the community. You just know that if you got college, it's going to day.
We usually did all on Sunday.
200 miles per hour.
They would gather and looking for entertainment, which was pretty sparse in Mountain North Carolina in those days. They raced the cars and on the mountain too. You could take your car off the piste. There were ruts in there, different than a plow field.
It was very unorganized. It was hard to keep up with what was going on because they didn't have.
I want to watch this movie, but I'm going to wait for it to start over again from the beginning.
But it was fun
So
to
while it
watch
plays,
and see the drivers
I read all
slide
these timelines, but I want to go back and look.
make a lot of noise. So it was
Growing, national champion circuit.
In early racing, the hazardous dirt tracks were not the only danger the drivers had to deal with. Race promoters were just as dangerous.
Presented to Bud Moore, U.S. Army, World War II, Dover Downs, Inc. Beautiful. I like the one in the middle. It looks like a rifle.
Get the drivers there, and then you would hang the green flag out and let them run until they realized that he was gone and they weren't hit them.
Look at this one. This is, let's see, what number is that? Charlotte Board track race poster from 1924. This is a reproduction. High-banked speedways with surfaces of pine 2x4s were popular in the early 20th century. Charlotte, North Carolina featured a fast 1.2-mile facility operating from 1924 to 1927. Huh. I cannot get over these trophies. This trophy right here, Chicago. It is from 1916. English racer Dario Resta, fresh off his win in the Indianapolis 500, won this magnificent cup at the 2-mile high-banked pine board surface Illinois racetrack.
From a small hotel in Florida and dusty fields and ovals throughout the southeast, professional stock car racing set out to conquer the world.
William K. Vanderbilt Jr. Cup. Oh, let's catch this.
Streamline Hotel in Detroit, Florida was officially recognized.
Wanted to be able to tell NASCAR's true, real story.
It's no coincidence that NASCAR started so close to the heart of compact sand in Daytona Beach. That sand made the area of the daredevils high-set land speed record. Henry Wentz and Malcolm Campbell, the need for speed was found in Daytona.
When our team
Marathon performed in Daytona Beach again in 1935, and this time he's out to reach 300 miles an hour. Can it be done? Ensign Malcolm Wentz thrills the automotive world by winning a scorching peak speed of 330 miles an hour. It's a disappointment for him though, since the top speed was not reached in the measured mile.
By utilizing the sand and parallel asphalt road, Daytona's beach became a racing circuit with hairpin turns. Beach racing in Daytona proved to be immensely popular. Fans turned out in thousands to watch men machine, battle the sand, and the asphalt. Races were so popular, people started going fast in other areas of the country. Wilkes County, in the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina, known for its cool flowing waters, was a hotbed for moonshine. Hauling moonshine was a dangerous activity. It was usually driven to buyers under the cover of night, with law enforcement known at that time as revenuers possibly waiting around any turn. North Carolina native and NASCAR legend Junior Johnson began hauling moonshine for his father at age 14.
My dad was a very good provider by making whiskey and knowing how to do a lot of things that other families didn't know how to do. I was one of the few that's determined I was going to have the card out on the ready. Most of the time I had the fastest car in the field. You just know if you got knowledge, it's going to take.
They would gather and look at the other thing, which part
really know everything that's going on. But it was fun to watch and see drivers slide the cars around the turns. And of course, they didn't have mufflers on them and had a lot of noise. So it was fascinating to see them drive those cars and what they could do.
In early racing, the hazardous dirt tracks were not the only danger the drivers had to deal with. Race promoters were just as dangerous.
There were always different promoters. Frankly, every city and small town in the South, each one of them had their own agenda.
There were stories then that would float around about promoters that would promote the race, get the drivers there, and then he would hang the green flag out and let them run until they realized that he was gone with the money, and they weren't going to get that.
Driver turned promoter Ben France saw a future in stock car racing. France wanted to bring racing to a higher level. Everyone involved.
He had a race with Sharp. He went by the Sharp Reserve to find this is publicity for racing. Got stock issues and then, this is how it's going on. Harrison asked me this, what makes him champion? He said, well, you just said you're champion. He said, well, you get it. That's not right. You get it. He says, you gotta have a system. So that's what kind of was going to prompt us. So that prompted the father to say, well, we're going to have something like that. He had a great mind. And that's how it all got started.
Stock car racing took on a new identity. Quickly caught on with race teams, riders, and all their new fans. NASCAR was officially on the map, from a small hotel in Florida and dusty fields and ovals throughout the Southeast. Professional stock car racing set out to conquer the world.
Michael was just asking me today, we were trying to remember, how did NASCAR get started? And I thought it was a North and South Carolina thing. He thought it was a Daytona kind of thing. Now I'm actually more confused because back here, when we go to like the early beginnings of racing, we're talking about Germany and then these competitions in Chicago and Illinois. The first automobile being born in Massachusetts, the first licensed driver in Chicago. Like, I really thought this was a North Carolina sport, but I'm realizing it's, took off in lots of places. And so that was a really neat video to watch. Michael told me the bootlegger story. I didn't actually know any of that, but that only kind of helped me learn a little bit more about how it became so important to be so fast. Oh my gosh. 1948 to 1949, Marshall Plan signed to provide economic assistance to World War II ravaged nations. I just feel like these trophies back then were so ornate. That one is, let's see, that one is the trifecta, Red Byron's Bundles for Britain Winners Trophy. This one, number 5, is Sponsors and Dollars, Buck Baker's NASCAR Modified Division Winners, Greenville Pickens Speedway in 1949. Number 6, legendary track racer Tim Flock Bowman, Gray Winners Trophy. Like, these are just so detailed. Over here is 1950 to 54. And I don't recognize any of these names. Number 3 is first 3-time champion Mike Claypack's NASCAR Sportsman Division. Number 5, hometown heroes Joe Eubanks, Spartanburg's Fairgrounds. 7, Bill Blair's Daytona Beach Road Course winner. Cotton Owens, Daytona 1953. Darlington Raceway 1953, Junior Johnson. I am so overwhelmed. This is 1955 to 59. Oh, I want to read this handwritten note. Dear stockholders, here is an idea for Christmas gifts for those who have everything. Why not consider giving reserved seat tickets as presents? Aw, this would be an unusual gift as well as an aid to your investment. If tickets are ordered now, we can deliver them to you before Christmas. Aw. To Buck Baker, in recognition of your fine contribution to the sport of stock car racing and your NASCAR. 1960 to 60. Ooh, I like this one. Daytona International Speedway, February 24th, 1963. Wow. I mean, these are beautiful. So detailed. The one in the very back in the middle is pretty too, but I like this one a lot. Number 4, February 24th, 1963. Tiny Lund. Ooh, look at this one. Mechanics Award, a tribute to mechanics. This is the highest award a mechanic in the motorsports field can receive. The Master of Mechanics trophy stands as a tribute to all mechanics who seldom have the opportunity to share in the prestige and glory of the winner. It has become an accepted custom for the winning driver to receive the trophy, kiss the Queen, be interviewed by the press, and admired by everyone. This trophy is an inspiration to every mechanic and gives special recognition to the Master of Mechanics for his all-important contribution to the winning machine. It is the hope of the P.A. Sturtevant Company that mechanics will someday share an equal position with drivers, and we hope to make mechanics immortal by symbolizing them with an instrument of their trade. I love this. Master Mechanic Maurice Petty, 1964 National Grand Champion. What does it say on here about it? Oh yeah. Maurice Petty's engines helped propel his brother Richard to their first Premier Series championship. It would be a partnership that would help to lead to a record-setting 7 championships and 6 more Mechanic of the Year awards. 1967 to 69. Presented to Richard D. Inman, member of the Petty Pit Crew, in appreciation for his personal interest and inspiration to help make 1967 the best year in NASCAR history. '70 to '72. The White House, Washington. '73 to '74. '75 to '76. Ooh, I like the clock one. Daytona Permatex 300, February 15th, 1975. Look, here's his address. Ralph Dale Earnhardt, 1412 Sedan Street. This is Bobby Allison's Daytona 500 winner's watch. Matt Kenseth's Ford Taurus 2004 in the final Premier Series race ever run at North Carolina Speedway in Rockingham. Matt Kenseth held off a furious last lap charge from Casey Kahn to win the 400 by a mere 0.010 seconds. Greatest finishes. Lee Petty's Pure Oil shirt. Lee Petty's pants. Richie Evans Martinsville grandfather clock, Bristol trophy, and a section of the start and finish line. This is just so much. So much. This is the 1992 Pontiac Grand Prix. Though NASCAR races of the early 1990s consisted of stock bodies that were twins to their showroom counterparts with minor modifications that allowed for tire clearance and aerodynamics. For safety reasons, the stock frame components were scrapped for hand-built chassis made from lightweight chrome moly tubing. The original had a V6, the race car had a V8. A front air dam was added to the lower bumper to keep air from getting under the car at high speed. Okay. Covered headlights. Yeah, I don't see them. To get the most aerodynamic advantage. Windshield hold-down clips. All chrome logos, branding, and lettering from the manufacturer had to be removed. Only one seat is allowed in a race car and is built with driver support and safety in mind. The seatbelt system is a 5-point unit with a seatbelt and shoulder harness and an anti-submarine belt, which keeps the driver from sliding under his belts in the event of a crash. Okay. I've never seen the inside of a race car before. God, I cannot imagine. I cannot imagine going that fast. I'd be so terrified. Engines? Wheaties. My grandpa was on a Wheaties box once. The Breakfast of Champions. This is Dale Earnhardt's cereal box. In the closing decades of the 20th century, corporate America became more closely associated with NASCAR, far from the speedway. I skipped the statue because somebody was looking at it. I need to come back and see who this is. I don't know who this is. Oh, Bill France Jr. Bill France Jr. So his first two loves were his family and NASCAR, but boats ranked a close third. Carolina 500, Rockingham. "50 cars start, but fewer than half finished NASCAR's first race, February 15th, 1948, on the sands of Daytona Beach. This reminds me of a workbench my dad built for my brother when he was a kid. The pegboard. Who do we have here? Bill France Sr., Bill Toothill, Raymond Parks. Huh. I found a little corner that's quiet. You can see everybody down there doing the one of the experiences. I am so like overstimulated and blown away by this museum, and I feel like I'm learning so much. It's just kind of going in one ear and out the other. It's insane how much I didn't know. I really did not. I've never had a particular interest in NASCAR before, but I have been doing so much North Carolina history videos lately, and it just felt like I should come here because I have been going to a lot of museums and doing a lot of history events, and it's been on my list for a long time that I wanted to come to the NASCAR Hall of Fame, but I've really underestimated just what a big deal NASCAR is. I mean, I only knew of the biggest of the big names, the ones that are, you know, headlining the newspapers I can't avoid, like at the checkout and whatnot. So I had seriously underestimated what a big deal this actually is, which is on me. I mean, I've never watched a race in my life. I've never even given a race a chance. I've always said I wasn't interested in NASCAR, but I never, you know, gave it a chance to see how I would feel about it. There's a Mexico series, a Canada series, a Euro series, a Brazil series. I didn't know any of this. Stock car evolution. I think I have. The smallest amount of interest in this, I would say, because of all the historical markers for old racetracks that are long gone. Steering wheels are prepared to a team's and driver's preference, with varying sizes and significant consideration given to driver's safety. Steering wheels for production Camrys are built both for safety and comfort and include paddle shifters. Buddy Baker's uniform. Was that the grave I went to? We did a video on a race car driver that's buried here in Charlotte. I feel like it was Buddy Baker. Jack Ingram, Diane Teal's helmet, Rusty Wallace, Sam Ard. I don't know any of these names. Terry Labonte, Darrell Waltrip, Bobby Allison, Richard Petty. There's a name I recognize. Richard Petty, Herschel McGriff. Jack Sprague, Randy LaJoy. Wow. Tony Stewart, Dale Earnhardt. I'm reading the Dale Earnhardt's uniform. That's what this is. Ooh, what is this? Spotter ball. Step inside. The original ball-shaped fiberglass once stood above Daytona International Speedway. This was there? Here's Bill France Jr. Wow. Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. That is Jason Keller's uniform. All right, I'm going to try to finish up level 3 now that the kids have finished on this floor. This is Lightning McQueen. I did not expect to see Lightning McQueen here. Now that the kids have finished, we're going to finish up the 3rd floor. I chose not to upgrade to this experience. It's very loud, and I thought it might be kind of overwhelming. But I guess it's like a simulator experience. That's what all the noise in the background of these videos has been. I just didn't, I thought I would probably get motion sick, so I chose not to do this, but it does look like a lot of fun. That's more of it there. I don't think I want to do that. I'm afraid I would get motion sick. Okay, where were we? Where did we leave off? In loving memory. I think I have seen everything. It's getting very crowded. There's a couple, looks like school classes coming through, and a lot of fans. So I'm gonna go back downstairs and watch the movie that I missed out when I first got here because it had just started.
We're ready to begin, so sit back and let's go racing.
The NASCAR Hall of Fame is more than just a building. It's a place where we gather to commemorate what makes NASCAR, the National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, great. NASCAR is driven by people and fueled by passion. More than any racetrack or any car, man is the machine that drives this sport. Every race is a pilgrimage. Fans come from everywhere, and their loyalty is unparalleled. Millions of men, women, and children follow NASCAR. The sport that came of age on smooth speedways across America was born decades ago on the rough mountain roads of Appalachia. This is moonshine, whiskey made in homemade stills. It's illegal, but in the American South of the Depression era, bootleggers ran shine just to feed their families. The only thing that could stop a bootlegger was the law. The but the law had to catch them first. And sometimes the only thing between a moonshine delivery and jail was a lead foot and a rebuilt engine. So mechanics went to work, making cars go faster than the speed of law. And before long, bootleggers bragging about who had the fastest car headed for a place where they could race. When the races came to Daytona Beach, fans flocked, and beach lovers gave way to speed lovers. The course ran up the sands, then down the highway that ran beside them. Races were wild and wildly popular. The Daytona Beach races boosted the popularity of stock car races running on dirt tracks and at state fairgrounds across America. But many were disorganized and dangerous. If something wasn't done soon, stock car racing could go from the fairgrounds to just another sideshow. So in 1947, at the Streamline Hotel, driver and race promoter Bill France presided over a meeting of fellow promoters, drivers, journalists, mechanics, and officials. NASCAR was born. In its first decade, the new organization was small, just trying to keep the wheels on the road. But NASCAR attracted the best drivers, mechanics, and owners. More fans and sponsors soon followed, growing the sport. Mechanics and engineers worked tirelessly to squeeze more power and performance out of each car, while drivers pushed themselves to the limit. The sport started in the South, but as it expanded coast to coast, some of the short tracks were replaced by grand speedways. As the sport grew, stars emerged and competitors became rivals, like Petty and Pearson.
And Pearson slingshot him as he comes down low. There's gotta be Pearson.
Yarborough and the Allisons.
Cale Henson, he slides. Johnny Allison slides. And there's a fight. The temper's overflowing.
Earnhardt and Gordon battled it out on the track, adding fans along the way. As drivers pushed the limits of speed, crashes got more dramatic.
Hang on. Check up.
Oh, trouble! Ricky Rudd slamming toward the wall. Crashing, rolling over, side.
But NASCAR continued to implement technology to minimize their impact. Today, state-of-the-art safety innovations in the car and the track keep drivers safer than ever before. Each race provides its own challenges. Mechanics work to build the best car possible for both track and driver. Pit Road, the strategy center of the race, where crew chiefs make critical decisions to put their driver in position to win. Pit stops used to take minutes, now just seconds, as highly trained crew members acted a choreographed ballet to get their car and driver back on the track ahead of the competition.
Tires here. Nice and safe, guys. Beautiful, we're ready. Fifth time, 4 tires. No ripple and tear on walking out the windshield.
The right side tires are on, 4 tires, and fuel.
Ready? Tires.
Race off pit road to first Denny Hamlin. Races can be won or lost on pit road. In addition to its top 3 national touring series, NASCAR sanctions races on the international, regional, and local levels on more than 100 tracks across America and around the world. Each series produces its own stars. Some of racing's biggest names started in NASCAR long before they ever drove at the premier level.
So many times it's easy to overlook the fact that we're living history right now.
43 of the world's best drivers, more than 30,000 horsepower, about to be unleashed in the Great American Race, the Daytona 500.
Drivers, start your engines!
Do our jobs. Remember, your job depends on the next man's job, so get your job done and hopefully win a victory lane. Stay ready. Be patient. Just be intense all day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Get it up!
to do today? Just execute here.
Control, always control.
And let's get a big thumbs up. Go Rockets today. Have a good day.
Green goes in the air.
Green flag. Green
flag.
As much as things have changed, one thing remains the same. Every race is a competition between the greatest teams and drivers in the world and gives race fans an experience they will never forget. Every battle between competitors has the potential to add another chapter to NASCAR's brilliant legacy. Skill behind the wheel, successful strategy, error-free pit stops, and a little luck are all necessary to take the checkered flag.
Here comes Bowman. They nearly bumped off turn two. They do bump on the back straightaway. They made contact.
He's in jeopardy of not making the playoffs.
He went wide in turn number one. A critical mistake for Elliott.
Harvick will get a great jump into turn one.
Dale Jr. not to be denied.
Power move for Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Truex Jr. driving for his life.
Alex Bowman will win in Chicago.
Thank you guys so much.
It's a family affair here in Kentucky. Kurt Busch and Kyle Busch get together. Kurt Busch will come on and win.
That's how you do it, man. Woo!
Chase Elliott is going to victory lane.
Yeah, baby, yeah!
Checkered flag waving. It's over. It's Earnhardt.
Oh, yeah! Woo!
17 years ago, Kevin Harvick won his first ever Cup race here in Atlanta. He goes back to victory lane.
Winning this race is the greatest feeling that you can feel in this sport.
He's an older driver, and he's going to become a three-time NASCAR Sprint Car champion. Tony Stewart wins it.
If this doesn't go down as one of the greatest championship battles in history, I don't know what will. Joey Logano is going to take Team Penske to victory lane of the championship.
Let the celebration begin.
Oh, my God! Yeah!
Career win number 56, championship number 2. Kyle Busch scores the win here at the Homestead Miami Speedway. He is a champion.
Martin Truex Jr. putting an exclamation point on a near perfect season.
Oh my God, man. You guys are awesome. Thank you. I just can't believe it. I've wanted this since I was a little kid, and just never give up, man. Never give up on your dreams no matter what happens.
As each dream is fulfilled, the dreamer joins a list of NASCAR winners that reaches back to 1948. Racing's about competition, a desire to outrace all others. That's as true now as it was the first time the green flag flew.
Some of the great champions going at it, changing, exchanging the lead, lap after lap.
Sounded like contact.
Yes, it did.
They bump, they touch, they rub, going down the backstretch, side by side, wheel to wheel.
Head-to-head battle by two of the greatest drivers.
This is what it's all about. He's got one shot left.
Hang on.
This is where there may be some contact right here.
Bumping and rubbing and pushing and shoving.
Here they come along. Gotta come all the way to the wire.
To the 1,000th of a second.
All right, what a finish.
A jubilant crew heralds the victory.
Every man on every crew has come out to the edge of pit lane.
Bobby Ellis wins it.
250 laps, 500 left turns, 1 backflip.
Heartbeat for Michael Waltrip, just unbelievable. Down there, hugging his brother. Dan Jarrett won it. California's Kevin Harvick does it.
Rusty Wallace has become Winston Cup champion.
Gordon wins.
Alan Kulwicki winning.
Tony Stewart comes across the line victorious. Kyle Busch will score the win. Jimmy Johnson wins and scores a history-making 7th championship.
Common men who, thanks to their most uncommon deeds, make up NASCAR Hall of Fame.
It's an honor that I'll never, ever forget.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Putting on the Hall of Fame ring because this is the greatest thing that has ever happened to me. Thank you very much.
Here at the NASCAR Hall of Fame, we gather to celebrate NASCAR and place a capstone on the careers of those who achieve their dreams of glory.
Okay, everyone, if you're still watching at this point, thank you so much for being here. I bought a postcard at the NASCAR Hall of Fame gift shop, which I will happily send out to the very first person to watch this video and leave us a comment. I'll reach out with an email to get an address to send it to. I hope you enjoyed this video. I definitely had a good time visiting the museum and learning a little bit about NASCAR. I'll see you guys another day in another adventure.